Great. So,
Hi all. Myself Esther and Esther Swarna. So I have done my master's and bachelor's in engineering and with a specialization in advanced control systems and operation optimization research. And so I'm the founder and the CEO of PILA. So today I will be presenting on how AI can be used in sports. So one of the starting points of our business was golf. So I'm just presenting our MVP on golf. So a little bit about our company. So we are, sorry. So we are a bootstrap company, organic business. We are developing AI, blockchain, and automation-based solutions and platforms. So the idea started with building solutions for human-centric applications, which evolved over a period to. It's been 1.5 to 2 years right now. PILA has been established, and we are into sports tech, health tech, fintech is our new pioneer, and robotics and agriculture is one of our you know solutions that we are coming up with. So besides developing our own in-house products, we also do a strategic partnership, which is our revenue generation. Mostly we are tied up with the agri and health tech funded by the University of Berkeley. This one of the smart village movement that University of Berkeley has initiated under open innovation. So we have been chosen to be a partner of them, which is still under discussion. So we are into different areas, and we are domain agnostic. So starting with, you can just see our key business strategies are into different tech. So as Julian was saying, like it's not just about the domain, it's not just about the tech, but it's a mix of technology and the domain, the expertise and experience, knowledge and wisdom in both the areas is what is the key for building up a solutions like this. So we have proposed multiple solutions, patient-centric for whole healthcare, or smart analytics, custom analytics on retail, where video analytics was used to find out the loyal customers. And fintech is something new that we are starting up with Mauritius. So where we are stepping into digital payments and analytics and process automation and the BI platforms, corporate finance, analytics, all that sort, and security surveillance. So there's lots going on the MVPs, but revenue generation is what we are looking for. So anyways, the topic for today would be on our sports tech, how AI or PILA has used AI, the capabilities of AI. So to give a little bit background, I have done lots of ADAS. If you know, I have 16 years of MNC and 15 countries, 5 continents across the globe. So I'm experienced as an automation expert and ADAS application developer. And before starting this PILA, I was AI research head in one of the startups. So we have developed a 360 degrees around view of automotive, which was the MVP was appreciated by Magna Electronics and also the Ford. So with that background, I'm an end-to-end developer. So all this is something. Though I'm the business owner of this, along with other 2 directors, I have developed this MVPs. I'm passionate to develop products that are solving a problem. So sports tech came into picture when one of my friends, who was an all-time golf favorite player, he injured his spine over a period of some 20-30 years of golf play. It's not that he was not doing in a right way. It's just that the game has its own dynamics, its own kinetics and physiology. So when I understood that, why can't we have better solution or analytics where video analytics capabilities of AI can be used for reducing the injuries of a player. Then I came up with this product, but not just limited to physiology. I think Strava is one of the applications that inspired me to give you analytics on how we are playing and giving a performance indices, and also giving us a profile, an application that can give us a profile to be able to capture our dynamics or our regular play, and also will be able to share with our friends or the team or the coach, to the management, to whatever profile. So when I came across there are very expensive analytics out there, which only the academies can afford. So this specifically sports tech, which we call as deep sports, golf deep sports web and mobile application. So this is centric to a player. So who is a self-made player who can play from home and need not necessarily play from a golf course. So at home, being at home, how can you analyze your game? How can you see that without being you as a self-learner, or using this mobile app as your guide or your coach? How can you reduce your injuries and be a better player of yourself? So this topic will be covered. We are not looking at what are the techniques that we have used on the swing and shot stats and all, but we are just focusing on the physiology, how AI video analytics can help us to understand the physiology of a play or a game. So you can see here, when you are when the user creates his own profile and starts recording his actions or the swing and the shot on the mobile. So the recorded mobile or in real time will trace out the key points on, since we are focusing only on the physiology. So I'm just showing the physiology related application slide. So so this is, we will go in depth or in detail of how this video analytics, the step 2, where we understand how we are playing. So what positions or how AI, the step 2 is the place where AI is helping us to understand the physiology of the player. So so the application will record the game, the player, and the pose, recognizes the pose, and also records the swing and shot analytics and provides it on the application. So sorry. So step 3 will give you an analytics of how your game has been, how you are been performing. So so when you and step 4, this gives you further to understand who you are and how to get there to the best performance of yourself. So it's just like a daily routine or discipline that you add this application on your mobile. Just it's like a virtual assistant or virtual body for you, who can record for you and help you, directing you and giving you a right angular position of your hands, your wrists, or your shoulders, or your knees, or your legs, or the hip area. So this is how you can just look at. So if you just go in detail, so we have used, so some of the major injuries, I would say, I would not take a long time here, would just say, like to point out some of the injuries that are very major and chronic. Even Tiger Woods had 5 times spine injury, but still he is it's an inevitable in certain games which have this physiology involved, and the technique of the game is more dependent on the physiology rather than the brain thinking. So this sport is more of a mix of brain as well as physiology involved. It's a smooth transition of physical presence and also mind presence, and the ball analytics, or this driver how the driver can be played, what should be the position of the club, how straight the club handle should be. So all this information is not really clear to the player in his initial stage. So without any coach, how can you avoid the spine injuries, cup injuries? Tennis elbow is one of the common injuries that you have heard about. So what we are doing in PILA Deep Sport is we are trying to identify, let's say if you can just see the leftmost picture, the figure 1, we are using a model called, this is one of the very famous, uh, you know, open pose models presented by CMU. It was a perceptron based CNN model. So which will identify the key points on a image, like say it identifies the key points of a human body, or nothing but the joints and the key landmarks in a human body, like the head, neck, shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the length of the knees, the hip. So all these the key points that needs to be that can be identified using this open pose model. So the input for this model would be, so if you can just see the leftmost, sorry, the rightmost image, where this is the simulator setup that one of our tester is using. So there is a recording that is happening, like all his shot is being recorded on his recorder, and that video streaming is inputs to this model. So the different frames of the model on the video is the inputs to this model. So what this application would identify is to track the real-time landmarks or the key points, one thing, and once those key points have been established, so we are tracking the postures recognition of this using OpenCV. So if you can just see in the second picture, the middle picture, we are tracking the elbow to, so if you can understand the game as such, there are different planes of plane or two-dimensional space where the analytics can be done. One is how is the shoulder being, which on which plane is that shoulder level. Amateur and the players, golf players, are pros, I would say. So pros and amateurs differ in the way they use their shoulders, the way they use their hands, and how they handle the club neck. So these are the key factors that make their swing with power and speed, and also in the right direction. So what we are showing here is the plane of your swing. So once the golfer has lifted his in an upswing, he has taken his shoulders back, and we are tracing the white lines that you can see is the trace of the golf club, or you can say, uh, if you can see this red mark here, that is the wrist part. So we are tracking the wrist location in the 360 degrees, right from the upstroke to the downstroke, and to cover the swing position of the golfer and how he is playing. So if you can, so once you have identified the key points from using the open pose posture recognition are the key points, I think I'm clear. So using this open pose models, the angle at which the player is playing is an index for us. So here we are just showing only the swing plane. Similarly, we can have the side or angular knee angle, or the space distance between the feet, how they are being placed. So they can add any analytics to that and can build on top of this. So for this presentation, we are just looking at only the swing sweep, or you can say the sweep angle. So we have a reference of, see, the main reason why we are coming up with this application is there is no hard code rule like there should be a certain way of doing this course, because not all bodies are same, not all postures are same. Like everyone is not 6 feet tall and 2 feet of 1.5 feet wide. So it's every person has his own order of physiology. So this, especially this application, helps to guide, to be a personal guide based on your postures, your body, and what would be relating to your body posture and your style of swing. How better can it be done with the reference? So there is something called the double pendulum theory, where we analyze that is more of physics in the sport, where we analyze what should be the angle of your hands with respect to the swing plane or a sweep. So that, keeping that as a reference, so we are calculating like what is the actual sweep plane, what is the angle. So if you can just see here in this second picture, you can see that there is a plane of almost 645 to 30 to 45 degrees. So is that plane a pro or amateur is what is verified by the analytics software, and it gives you an indication. So whether you're performing right or not, and also in which direction. It also suggests you where it should be adjusted, whether it should be your elbow raised up or your shoulders to be straight, or it corrects, gives you suggestions. So where we have come up with this chat, this is a plan. Where conversational AI or chatbots will guide you through what corrections needs to be done. So a little bit on the open pose human pose estimation model. So this was presented. This is a white paper. I have given you references on your right hand side, where you can look at the white paper on this pose estimation model developed by the CMU Research Associates. So what exactly these guys are using is they use the heat maps, and so they are trying to use multi participants, or say if the image has more than one person, how to identify a human pose is what is being picturized here. But since we are more focused on only one person at a time, because you are the only player being recorded, so we need not really go to that depth. What rather we could go for is giving an input image from a stream of video frames, and getting the confidence maps of the key points is part B, is what exactly we are using in our application. So which will give you the key points, like in the picture D, as you can see, identify. It will identify the key points on your arms, legs, whatever points. If you can just see in the previous model I have mentioned here. So this is the network. So open pose URL. This is the model where this is the location, HTTPS location website where you can find the model. So we are using this model to download the weights of the model onto our images. So when we set our input as the frames, and with that the network of the open pose model and the weights that the model has been trained with, we can when we follow these inputs to identify all the input images are being passed through the CNN, and gives you a model of the key points from where we look for the right angular position, and also look at the plane of the swing chart and give you a correction on that. So then this is one of the applications. Yeah, as you can see, this is not limited to one here. So you can just have any application, like say, we are also using this for, as I could say, retail tech, where we are identifying the customers coming in and out of a shop, and identifying if he is a, it's just a head count is what we are doing there, identifying a human. And there are many numerous applications here, and but this is what exactly AI for analytics being used. So just going back to this application, so we have talked only about the physiology, where your physicus and swing plane has been detected, and with the reference it guides you through the right posture. So the same input of the swing in a different mats can be used for tracking the swing and the shot. So like, what is the angle, launch angle of the ball? What is the club position? What is it, the head or the toe, or is it the center? So these are all the analytics that we look for. What was the speed of the ball? What is the swing and the shot analysis? Statistics is what we gather to give a player a 360-degree view about the game. So this is how we are using, we have developed an applications on, so that's it from my side.
Thank you so much, Esther.
Yeah.
It was a great presentation.